Hello everybody. Right, today you can warm up with me a little bit. Just going to get straight into a bit of a warm up and I'll discuss a few things along the way. So we're doing 4 8-minute pieces today, and the idea of these pieces is really just around working our aerobic zone and pushing it out. Okay, so aerobic is I'm not probably the best person to try and explain what it is, but basically the body's ability to use oxygen very efficiently to create the energy, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and once your body can't produce that oxygen, can't get enough oxygen in, starts producing lactate, lactic acid, all the rest, blah blah blah. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to try and push that out, if that makes sense. So where we're currently sitting in our aerobic zone could be anywhere from 10 splits, 5 splits, 15 splits, whatever it might be. The aerobic zone is quite long, it's quite wide. And of course, we spend most of the time sitting down training in probably that mid to low end of the time, okay? And that's great to produce a good endurance base, okay? And in training, there's a magical number, the 2 millimole number, which is perfect, okay? So you're producing 2 millimoles of lactate, and that's enough for the body to be able to handle quite well, okay? So then we push up to sort of 4 millimole, which is another level. And after that, we really start to push into our sort of lactate threshold stuff. Okay, but what we are trying to do effectively is push both of those higher. So the amount of watts or the split you can hold it at 2 millimoles or 4 millimoles, you want to make that faster and faster as much as possible. Okay? So in this warm-up, I'm just doing 5 minutes. And I'm just pushing it down to my training split. Getting close to it. Okay, so the whole idea of today is that we start off at 20 rate for 8 minutes. We won't get close to that sort of level on that one. But then as we go up in all these pieces, the body is going to be asking for more and more oxygen, okay? And the idea behind it is that as it's asking for more and more oxygen, we're just pushing through it. We're trying to give it as much as we can, but ultimately it's going to have a little bit of deprivation. But, just going to check my drag actually, but what happens is as you go through, because we're nice and warm, we're into the rhythm, we're into the routine, that early stage stuff is already taken care of. And then basically we start really working in those sort of last 2 8-minute slots, okay? And we try and push it. We try and get a good speed on it, because ultimately we're trying to push that that levels out, okay? So I hope that makes sort of sense. I was explaining it on a podcast I was doing over the weekend to a lovely man by the name of Mark Migner. He runs Anatomy Fitness, I think, Mark. Crikey, you'll be watching this. He'll be like, fuck, you're an idiot. You don't know what I'm talking about. And it really comes about because anyone that monitors your heart rate, okay, and I don't know how many people I'm talking to out there, probably more of the high-end stuff, okay, but any beginner people that are on here, put it this way, if on this row machine you just did like if you just did 1,000 meters flat out, your heart rate will never actually get that high, because automatically your muscles just are screaming and they switch over from wanting the oxygen as your energy source to basically straight away taking lactate. They just go, okay, I know you cannot keep up with oxygen production, so I'm going to jump into the anaerobic, burning the fuels anaerobically. Whereas what we're doing here is we're burning fuels aerobically, oxygen as much as we can, and then it's going to teeter on the line towards this anaerobic line, and we're going to get right up to it. But what we're trying to do is push it that way, okay? So ultimately, you can do this, and if we did 3, if we did another couple after this, if we actually took this out to sort of like 6-8 minutes pieces, you would find that, if you really kept pushing those limits on those last few, you'd find that your heart rate's really, really high, okay? Really high, because you push out, because you're using oxygen so much through here, the body's used to it, it knows it's burning it. So it's going to automatically try and pump the heart really fast. Whereas when you're in the anaerobic zone, it's like, okay, I used to see it all the time in racing. In training, I could quite often aerobically hit high 180s, or even plus, push into the 90s, if we were doing some real high intensive like aerobic stuff, just building. But if I went out into a race, or if I did 500 meter pieces or anything like that, 170, and I'm sitting there going, hang on, what the hell's going on? And so the physiologist obviously explained to me that, body just knows straight away you can't do it. So in something like this, if you are monitoring your heart rate, yes, it's going to get pretty bloody high through here, but that's what we want to see, because we want the body to understand, yes, when you make us work, but you try and give us enough oxygen and we keep pushing, I'm going to see where my line is between turning aerobically and turning anaerobic, okay? And so that there is the goal today. That's the goal today, okay? So for everyone else, and you're just like, I had no idea what the hell you just talked about, it's just 4 8-minute pieces, okay? And so we're just pushing 20, 22, 24, 26, so the whole 8 minutes at each one. So let's say the first 2 are going to be pretty good, third one's going to be a pinch for some of you, and then the fourth one is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, okay? But remember, easy rhythm, fluid, nice technique, just focus on it, easy speed, just tap it along, keep it free, no tension, okay? So that's us. Right, we're ready to go. So we're just doing a select workout, plus we've got 90 seconds rest in between, okay? Not much, but enough, maybe. Nah, that's enough. So we'll go intervals again and just take that up to 8 minutes and then come down to 1 minute and 30 rest time. So the whole idea with that rest, we don't really need it too much here and here. Maybe through here we'll need it, and through there you'll be like, oh, I'm glad I'm having a rest. And then, if we'd thrown in another one at the end. And that's it, like we're not going to do like one at 28. If we're doing one at 28, which we can do later down the track, yeah, that's when you'll really feel it. You know, doing like a minute at 28, you'll be starting to try and, you know, your heart will be pumping, and it's good. That's the thing, it's good for you. But make sure if you're doing these workouts, you're doing them at your own risk, that you're fit enough, healthy enough, you understand your body. I'm not going to push you to do it. If you've got a niggle and injury, don't push yourself more than you can, more than you think you can, because we don't want you doing an injury. Okay. So let's just get into this, eh? Right. She's gonna be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. Sorry about the weekend, guys. I spent a couple of days, a lot of work around the house, and bloody daylight savings in New Zealand. I've got to say, really fall back. You know, crikey, kid wakes up early. It's a long day, so I just spent a bit of time on the bike, watching some Hong Kong sevens. Shit, that was fun. Right, here we go. Okay, let's get into it. $20 right. Are you ready? Rope. We just start out pushing down to our training numbers. Good length. Sitting tall. A nice push. Nice rhythm. Feel the core around the finish. Let the hands move. Nice and elastic. Getting a good send. Full body. Legs. Opening the arms. Opening the body, bringing the arms. Good. The same as always, we want to get into a nice solid speed on this. Then we want to see good changes as we go through. Some nice loose muscles. Let's feel the change in direction. Really good. Yeah, good flow. Giving a good, your own feeling about your rhythm, working, resting. Nice. Long arms again. Remember, legs and body, the arm muscles, just hanging. Very nice. Good send. Good acceleration. These sort of workouts done a little bit higher are really good preparation for 2K. Let's feel that connection. Both feet. Symmetrical. Nice. Sorry, I better just take my bottle top off. Yeah, so I felt myself getting into a really good zone towards the end of that. Feeling a nice push, nice sit back. I'm gonna have sweat running down my face in a second, so I know I'm working.
pretty much on my heart rate, which is good. Apple Watches, if you've got them, they're not the best, but hey, they're not too bad actually. They're not going to give you a whole lot of data that your Polar or your Garmin's or anything like that are going to do, but they're not bad, reasonably accurate. So, in this one again, 22. Means we've got a little bit more effort. Still looking for that acceleration and swing. Here we go. And you'll start to find you're working a little bit harder, but efficiency, remember, here we go. Go. Moving free. Metronome rhythm, forward and back. You're right there, dog. Good. Nice and loose. Chain takes us forward. Feel a push. Both feet. Remember, efficiency. Get the oxygen. No tension. Good flow. Sitting nice and tall. Symmetrical. Both feet. Long arms. Shoulder blades. There. Listen to this wheel. Smooth. Work rest. Good push.
Feel the body weight off the legs. Easy finishes. Hands move. Good. Nice. Around the front. Good. Good carry. Breathing. Work and rest. Good swing. Nice. So, starting to get a bit more of a bead on, bit of a puff. Heart rate's where I need it. Solid. So these next couple, remember the idea. We want to make it easy, efficient, in that aerobic zone. Be nice and relaxed, moving together. So we ultimately are using the right energy system, that aerobic system, to really create our energy, to create our endurance, okay? And yeah, we have to push it out further. And that's what we'll be doing by this
piece here. A little bit more stress on the body. Right, here we go. 24. We're going to have to tap it along. We're going to have to be nice and relaxed. Go. Remember, pushing it, accelerate, gives us our speed. Good. Good numbers. Now let's hold it. Elastic length. Rhythm. Breathing. Pendulum. Continuous motion. Around the front. Tap the flywheel. Breathe. Good flow. Good carry. Tap it along. Breathing. Take the front. Tall. Acceleration. extension, stretch off the back. Hang. Breathing. Make it easy. Legs. Generate. Around 500 meters. Relax. Shake it out. Good. Work, rest. Breathe. Good. Symmetric. Good. Really nice. Heart rate's up, but sort of still feeling controlled, you know, like my heart rate's mid 180s, probably because I'm talking a bit, but I don't feel like that, you know. I'm 95% of my max, and I'm just trying to work it really easy, you know. And we start doing things like this, all we're doing is just changing the body. We're adapting, you know. We adapt, we change, we get better. Those are all the little things we need to do. Now this one, so I'd say for most people we're looking, ladies, any ladies following, we're sort of 1900 meters or wherever, up to about 2.4 for some of the good guys. So perfect sort of stuff to get used to feeling the pinch. We've got to remember, we've got to move. Here we go. Move the hands. Now, tap it along. Good. In the zone. Keep the flow. Acceleration helps the handle. Good. Mention it. Loose. Work. Rest. Swing. Lazy boy. Efficient. That's it. Focus. Push. Lower back. Resist the arms. Breathe. Tap. Nice. Well in to the last K. Cruise. Relax. Hand. Push. Good. Tap. The flywheel. 2 minutes. Hang. Breathe. Into that last 500. Hold, push, swing, long arms, draw. Good. Tap. Patience. Breathe. Relax the face. Team strokes. Five more. Nice. Woo-wee. Nice. Really feeling a good puff towards the end of that. It's really nice. So if you're brave, do another 128. Oh, not fit enough to do that yet. It'll be a big ask, especially as my heart rate was getting right up there. That's the thing, I'm just trying to balance workouts for everybody that's following. And ultimately, yes, you are an athlete. I would say do another one. If it's at 26 or 28, do another one. You know, if you're trying to make crews, get a good 2K for your system, do another one, trust me. Okay, you guys can start very shortly. Just tap it along. Same thing, relaxation. Otherwise, hit your menu button, save that to the memory bank, and then we can proceed to a bit more warm down. Nice. So if you're just tuning back in, if you're going, awesome. Go hard, team. Love your work. If you're the rest of us, well done. Well done. You know, you'll still cover some pretty good distance. I've got over 9Ks on that. So, there's some good split changes. You know, that sort of stuff. Now I'm talking to the rowing community or the people that do the ergs a bit, that do 2K stuff. These type of repeats, we did a lot. And even though 2K is 2K, 8 minutes is a little bit more, okay? So you've got to work for it, eh? You know, and there's so many theories to the rule, because ultimately if you're doing 500 meter stuff, you know, you only have to do minute sprints, 250s, 300s, whatever it is. Maybe the occasional like 500 building type of thing. But you don't really tend to do anything over because there's no point, okay? Same with 500, you want to do just a little bit over. You can do this sort of stuff, but if you're just focusing on trying to do the best 1,000 meters you possibly can, guys, 3 minutes 20, because you're only just going to be doing, some people are doing 245s, 250s. And then 2K, you want to be a little bit over, okay? So you're just trying to push past the boundary, get the body used to a little bit more pain, because even though you're only going to feel it for 6.5, 7 minutes, whatever it might be, guys, ladies up to 8, it's just that ability to push it for a little bit longer, which really gives you some benefits from. If you're going to do half an hour, shit like that, yeah, your training's going to be long, but any pieces you do trying to hit your speed for a certain time, you might do 15, you might do 20 minutes, but you're definitely not going to do 35 or 40 trying to build up to your pace, because it's just a different ball game, mate. It's just a different kettle of fish, and it's just the way the body can adapt to it. So that sort of stuff is great for 2K. I was going to say, if we were doing 2K stuff, we might, you can stretch out that time. Problem, you can shorten the time, you can stretch it out depending on what you want to do. If we wanted to make that even more intense, I could have made that a 30-second rest. And if we actually wanted to get probably a bit better score through the last couple, we push it out to 2.5 minutes rest, okay? And you get more rest, more recovery. Your heart rate comes back down further, and then it's got time to climb. Whereas if you give a short rest, comes back a little bit, and then it's ready to go again, okay? But other than that, I hope you sort of saw the feeling, what you really get out of those last couple of pieces, that last 16 minutes of work. You're puffing for it, you're working for it, but what we're trying to do is push out your aerobic zone, and we're just trying to make you a fitter, faster person by doing that. So, awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Keep going if you're still doing it. Keep going. Focus your screen. Get the rhythm. Tap it along. Tap, tap, tap it along. Just breathe, breathe, breathe. You'll start to really feel it with 4 minutes to go. But just suck it in. Suck it in. You'll get there. Okay. Otherwise, everyone, thanks for joining in. Keep subscribing. Tell your friends. You're helping me motivate myself, and I hope I'm helping you guys motivate as well. So, win-win situation. Awesome. Keep it up.